hospitals were still recording a high number of cases.
Nous ne savons pas pendant combien de temps va durer la pandémie.
President Mohamed Issoufou has announced the closure of country's land borders.
March 2020. Like the whole world, Niger faces the deadly coronavirus pandemic, causing the cessation of economic activities and plunging the women of Village Savings and Loan Association into a period of uncertainty and financial difficulties.
I am a restorer. Before COVID-19, I paid 1,000 francs CFA for the saving group each week, and I even managed to save money. In addition, with the cash from the contribution that we shared, I could pay for the school fees of my 2 daughters each year. But when the COVID-19 pandemic started, my clientele dropped considerably, so I had to stop catering. In addition, I could no longer pay the dues and even had to borrow money. Because of this situation, my daughters are no longer in school and are forced to stay at home.
Financial difficulties have created severe tension within households, provoking domestic violence, some of which have resulted in divorce. In Aisha's family, who is a member of a VLSA group in the Zender region, the considerable drop in income has created a lot of stress within her household, thus deteriorating her husband's health. He was no longer able to provide the 3 meals of the day.
Because of arguments over lack of money after the start of the pandemic, my husband suffered a stroke, and as a result, he became paralyzed in one limb. Currently, he is in rehabilitation, and every Thursday he goes to Zander for that.
Faced with this situation, the women in the VLSA groups could no longer pay the regular dues. For example, those who paid 500 francs before the pandemic could no longer even pay 200 francs. Consequently, the granting of loans was decreased significantly and has become almost impossible. The women in the VLSA groups had to adapt and review their mode of operation in order to protect themselves from the virus and resist the crisis.
Our group no longer met for payment, and it was only the president, the treasurer, and the secretary who remained on the site to collect the dues money. The other members simply came to pay their share and then left immediately. And as for the loans, we write them in a notebook to avoid regrouping physically. On our own initiative, we took money from our Solidarity Fund to make soap and share it for free in the neighborhoods to help raise awareness about COVID-19.
As a radio presenter, I used the radio to educate people I didn't even know. Among my listeners, a Tuareg community was located outside the city and knew nothing about COVID-19. The community members came to see me for more information on the disease. So, I explained to them that they have to respect barrier measures such as social distancing and avoiding gatherings to protect themselves from it. Thanks to this awareness, these ladies took the initiative to go to their village to inform other people about this disease.
Thanks to the information we listened to on the radio and the awareness sessions given by CARE, we used to call a general meeting at the village chief's house to educate other people about what we had learned about COVID-19. We are aware that not everyone can come to this group, so we entrust certain women with the responsibility of going door to door to find these people at home. Then they can have the same level of information as others about this pandemic.
In the village of Churut, women created a cereal bank before the crisis to deal with possible shortages. As a result, when the pandemic broke out, there were only 14 bags of millet left in the cereal bank. These women therefore had the initiative to sell a few bags to reinvest the money collected in an oil extraction from peanut paste activity. Once the oil has been extracted, the paste is used to make pancakes, which are part of the diet of young and old alike.
A project helped us by giving us a fund of 400,000 franc CFA, and it was with this money we reinitiated this oil extraction activity. We bought groundnuts to be able to continue this activity, which brings us money.
2 years after the start of the pandemic, it is now under control. Several women from the VSLA groups are now vaccinated against COVID-19, and most health restrictions have been lifted. But for these women, their economic recovery can only be made with the technical and financial support of partners such as CARE International, Niger, Burkina, and its donors.
We need an irrigation system on our market gardening site to alleviate the suffering of the more than 100 women from different groups who operate this site.
Gurinmu a nan gaba muna fatan matan wannan namu na asasai.
In the future, we want all the women in our group to be entrepreneurs, have their own businesses, and be able to create their own bank accounts.
Kuma ya zamanto yana da kwanta individual